What's going on, wrestling world? Welcome back to another episode. This is episode 16, Clouded Thoughts of Wrestling. By now, you know who it is, man. It's Sway Jose. It's your boy. Today's episode, we're going to get into this NXT. We're going to talk about what happened last night. It was a good show. I really enjoyed it. It was highlighted by an amazing match between Kushida and Apollo Cruz. A great match, and I really love what I've seen from my man Apollo. Also, we had Adam Cole. They said that he was going to be defending his NXT championship. We'll get into that. Also, we had the breakout tournament continue. Bronson and Dexter Loomis. So that and more, that's what we're going to talk about on today's episode. Before we really get into that, you already know what time it is. Throw the thumbs up. Subscribe, click the bell for notifications. We go on Monday through Friday. That's how we doing this Clouded Thoughts of Wrestling for now. I haven't really figured out if I'll be doing anything Saturday, and I know that with football coming up, with high school, college, and the pros, I know I want to be doing at least probably a video a week pertaining to football, Clouded Thoughts of Football. So be on the lookout for that coming up, because I definitely want to get into that, because I really enjoy me some football. That's coming in the near future, but Monday through Friday, we're here with this wrestling, good wrestling content for you. If you missed any of it, like I said, I was sick Monday, so I wasn't able to upload anything. I did do a couple takes, and I tried to, but I just didn't like the outcome and how I sounded. I was feeling too bad, so waited till Tuesday where I was feeling a lot better. I got up, New Japan G1 Climax, anything you missed this past weekend about it. I gave you match results, I gave you the standings, I even gave you my thoughts on the matches and what match I liked. I actually gave you the match that I liked from each night. It continues today. It was earlier today, so I will be watching that after this. That'll be the first thing I do. And that's that. We're going to get into this NXT. Started off, we had Matt Riddle versus Arturo Ruas. That's who we had. Ruas. Now, it was a bit of a striking game to get things going. Scramble. Ruas ends up initially getting the best of Riddle, but he's able to break free. Now, Riddle lands a few shots and gets into the ropes for a moment. Riddle looks for a standing guillotine, but ends up getting power slam. Ruas looks for a cross arm breaker. Riddle rolls out of it and goes for his own attempt. Ruas breaks out and both make it to their feet. Riddle looks for a takedown. Ankle pickup by Ruas. Riddle grabs the ropes. Both try out a couple kicks. Riddle lands one to the head. Ruas with a takedown and is now in Riddle's guard, but doesn't stay there long. Back and forth, strikes, leads to Ruas with a takedown. Hammer fist up, kicks from Riddle, big knee strike by Riddle. He starts throwing bombs on a grounded Ruas, and the referee stops the match. So basically, it was a stoppage, like how they do in UFC. When a guy's down, he's just like ground and pound. That's basically what they called it too. Matt Riddle wins with the ground and pound. These were two of the more these two guys. We already know what Matt Riddle's capable of, and Matt Riddle's been able to really balance the UFC and wrestling world and put it together in his own mix. And that's why I really like the bro, Matt Riddle, man. He is lights out inside that ring. And it's funny, when I very, very first seen him and his style, and the little cool stoner guy from like California, that's what I get from him. When he gets in that ring, he just lights out. And like I said, I like how he mixes his MMA background with this wrestling, and I like the way he's created it and like made it his own. It's really good. And Ruas, he really showed out too, and he's kind of like that style. He has a MMA background as well, from what I hear. So this was it wasn't like a wrestling match. This was like more like a UFC match. The way they were going at it, it was definitely not a wrestling match. They weren't like picking up and slamming and all that. Like, this was like straight striking and like what you would see from a UFC match, and I enjoyed that. It was something original. It's something we don't really see, especially on NXT or on Raw or SmackDown. But I like that. I really like that aspect of the match. Matt Riddle wins with a stoppage as well, like I said. But the big story here was post-match. Post-match, a masked man attacks Riddle from behind. It's Dane. He continues to beat up Riddle. Running senton, sends Riddle into the ring post. Big lariat out on the floor. He throws more punches and kicks. Another running senton. He kicks Riddle up towards the stage. Hits another running senton. And both go crashing down the stage. Dane. I like this debut from him. I enjoyed this. And this show on NXT tonight made Dane and Apollo Cruz look like stars that they've never looked like on the main roster. That's just my opinion. These two really shine. I like this from Dane, and it's looking like it's possibly going to be Dane and Matt Riddle. Now I'm hearing, I would assume it would be for TakeOver, but I'm hearing that Riddle's not even on the TakeOver card. Now, I haven't looked at the full card because, like I said, I'm not real big. I don't want to see the real spoilers. I want to be surprised. So, I haven't really looked into it. Now, there's conflicting reports. I'm hearing, he may be getting punished, for his remarks on Twitter and what he's talked about from Goldberg. I don't really know if that's true. But I can see it being possible. I definitely can. They're saying that he was headed to take on Adam Cole at TakeOver for the NXT Championship. Now, that would have been cool, but I feel like Adam Cole I would like to see him have another opponent or two before that. That's just my opinion. I want to see that, don't get me wrong, but I just don't want to see it so right soon. That's not because Matt Riddle, is not deserving of it. I just want to see, I don't mind seeing the rubber match between Gargano and Cole. I don't mind seeing that third match, closing that out. I don't mind seeing him possibly someone else and him getting, defending it against another opponent, and then you get the Matt Riddle. I don't mind that. Now, this is big for Dane, and a lot of people can look at it like if he loses, would it be bad for Matt Riddle? This is big for Dane because he really didn't do nothing on the main roster. It was terrible what they did to him in Sanity. It was just real terrible. So I like this fresh new start for him. And this is big for him. And this is a big way to go about it against a real big opponent for Matt Riddle. So I liked it. I enjoyed it. Next, we had the NXT Tag Team Champions, the Street Profits, with the latest Street Talk. Now, Montez Ford, the Undisputed Era, says the Undisputed Era, they think they own the place and that the tag titles are theirs. Dawkins says, they are the champs, and if Undisputed Era doesn't think they are serious about their titles, how come they didn't win them at TakeOver? It's like, how come you didn't win them at TakeOver? He says they can come for the titles, but the Street Profits will still be the champs, and that's undisputed. And I like the way he said it. And they know if they want the smoke, what it come if they want that smoke. Where it's at. We got all the looking for the smoke. Where it's at. And I like that. And it's funny because Montez Ford, his facial expressions, it's just I enjoy the Street Profits. There was a little mixed, opinions about this. I liked it. I like the Street Profits. Now, I haven't liked so much what they've done on the main roster. There's certain points where I'm like, that was kind of funny, I guess, but I haven't really been as entertained by them on the main roster as I am on NXT. And it's a shame that they're probably going to lose the NXT championships at TakeOver because it looks like they're going to go to the main roster. I just hope that them in the Undisputed Era kill it. And I know they're going to kill it. So that's that. Next, last Saturday, Mia Yim is seen beating up Marina Shafir in the parking lot as she looks to come after Baszler's title. We know that Mia Yim and Shayna Baszler, looks like that's where they're kind of going for NXT TakeOver Toronto. And, makes sense. Mia Yim's going to take out the girls around Shayna Baszler. And what I'm thinking is you're going to take them out so that come TakeOver, she don't have no help. It's just you and her. So That's the way I looked at it. Now, it was kind of funny how it was like an attack and like someone with a phone, recorded it. Like that whole thing was like a little funny. But, I get where it's going. So, not bad. Next, the NXT Breakout Tournament first round, the last match of the first round. Dexter Loomis versus Bronson Reed. This match probably wasn't the best match of round one, but I enjoyed it, and I really like what I seen from Dexter Loomis. Nothing against Bronson Reed. He looked very good. He moved around very well for his size. I always like a big guy who can move. Dexter Loomis, just his character, his look, his move set, it really stuck out to me. His like that deranged, crazy like killer kind of vibe. I liked it. He also kind of gave me a Brian from Tekken vibe a little bit. I don't know why. I guess it was like the jeans with the gloves. I liked it. I liked what I seen from Dexter Loomis. I've heard a lot, but a lot of people were impressed, and I hope to see more of him, especially as a heel. I really like he was someone that really stood out. Like in this NXT tournament, I liked what I've seen from all competitors. Don't get me wrong, but Isaiah Swerve Scott, Dexter Loomis, I feel like those two should have won their matches. I just would have liked, especially Loomis, and if you're bringing him off as this killer, I don't think he really should have took a L right here. That's just me, but I don't know. I mean, nothing against Bronson Reed. I like what I seen. It was a good match. We'll get into, the match here in a little bit, but I really liked what I seen from Dexter Loomis, and I hope to continue seeing more of him. Now, Reed with the shoulder tackle. Loomis with the kip up. This was nice. Reed lands another one, but Loomis sends him to the outside. Loomis looks for a front flip to the floor and ends up landing on his feet. Reed with a running crossbody on the floor, back in the ring. Loomis with a double thrust to the throat and then sends him into the bottom rope. That was cool too. I like that. Loomis with ground and pound, kicks to the head, and wrenches to the neck. Reed finally fights back, spinning power slam. This was good. Back body drop, running splash, running senton. Yeah, this is dope. Cover 2 count. Crowd with a Dexter chant. Loomis with the belly to back suplex, kip up. Leaping leg drop, cover 2. Loomis heads to the top rope, senton, nobody home. Reed lifts, and that was a good senton. Before I go on, I liked what I seen. Reed lifts and drops Loomis to the mat. Reed then heads to the top and hits a big splash. It was a good big splash. It just looked really good. Cover 1, 2, 3. Now, Bronson Reed wins pinfall. He goes on to the next round of the breakout tournament, and he will be taking on Cameron Grimes. And Angel Garza will be taking on Jordan Miles. So that is second round of the breakout tournament. Now, I've seen Cameron Grimes and Angel Garza before, so this was something real new for me for both of these. This is my first time ever seeing Dexter Loomis. And also Bronson Reed. I liked what I've seen out of both guys. And I've liked what I've seen out of each competitor in this breakout tournament. But for me, Loomis and Isaiah Swerve Scott really stood out. I mean, you already know about Cameron Grimes. He's going to be a star in the making. I know that. But for me, and I love what I've seen from Cameron Grimes. He's another one. But I really liked, especially Loomis, me not really being my first time. I just liked really what I saw from him. Moving on, sucks he lost. I just wish kind of him and Isaiah Swerve Scott would have got the win. But here's what it is. Congratulations, Bronson Reed, Cameron Grimes. Second round is going to be good. This is going to be good. I can't wait. Backstage, Kathy Kelly talks with Tyler Breeze, asking him what his plans are next after losing to Roderick Strong. Breeze says it seems like everyone in NXT has a group, so he needs to find some friends of his own. Suddenly, the Forgotten Sons show up. Okay? They tell him this is NXT, okay, I kind of messed this up. This is NXT where, men, this is men. Men are here. This is men. And Breeze then asks Cutler And it's funny because he goes, I'm a man. This is, real men are here. This is men. Tyler Breeze goes, well, I have a beard, so I'm a man. Then Breeze asked Cutler if he was Buddy Murphy, which was funny. Riker gets up in Breeze's face. The others hype up Riker and say he's a man that Breeze has never seen before. Breeze responds, guess what, boys? I've seen everything. So it's looking like we're going to get, a Tyler Breeze, Forgotten Sons, Riker kind of feud. That's cool. I'm all down for that. But I really want to know what Breeze says, but I guess I got to get my own. I got to get, everyone's running with groups, so I guess I got to get my own group. Does that mean Fandango is back in NXT with Tyler Breeze? Could that mean that? I don't know. So that's something that I'm very interested in seeing how this plays out between Tyler Breeze and the Forgotten Sons. Next, last week, Io Shirai cut her first promo after turning on Candice LeRae. Shirai said she doesn't need any friends or any of the fans and left the ring. They then, after showing that, they then announced that Io Shirai will be facing Kacy Catanzaro next week. And this is the first time that I've seen Kacy Catanzaro in singles action. Now, she was in the Women's Royal Rumble. This is my first time seeing her in some singles action. I would assume that Io Shirai is probably going to get the victory, but I'm interested what I see from her. Next, this was the highlight of the night for me. I was really, 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 really pleased with this match, and I'm going to tell you why. It's Kushida versus Apollo Cruz. Nice pop from Cruz from the crowd. Amazing pop, and I really enjoyed that. The two shake hands to get things started. Kushida drops Cruz, spins around on him, gator roll. Kushida goes for a big kick. Gator roll. Kushida goes for a big kick, which Cruz ducks. Cruz uses his agility to avoid Kushida, leaps over him, and lands a nice drop kick. This was nice. Kushida is sent into the corner, clotheslined by Cruz. He tries again. Kushida slides out the ring. Cruz gives chase. Kushida hits a head spring kick to Cruz as he climbs up on the apron. Pop-up gutbuster on Kushida, follows it up with a delayed vertical suplex into a one-handed suplex, cover, 2 count. Cruz with a splash in the corner, overhead belly-to-belly suplex, pin, 2. Back and forth strikes in the ring. Kushida catches Cruz in the corner, hits a big kick to Cruz's arm. And they played this. They really played this arm. Kushida with a head spring, back elbow, hip toss into a cartwheel basement drop kick in Seguri to the back of the head. Tornado DDT. Cover for a 2 count. Cruz works his way back in. Pump kick to the face. Pin 2. Deadlift German suplex. Hits another and then an overhead release suplex. This match was crazy. This was crazy. Standing shooting star press by Cruz. Cover 2. I'm like, oh my goodness, this is so good. Cruz looks for a military press, but that arm gave him some trouble. Kushida with the reverse STO, sending Cruz into the corner. Kushida with the springboard Hurricanrana, but Cruz rolls it into a pin. 2. Both land big kicks, and both are down. Told you guys, this match really was really, really good. Gotta check this out. You gotta watch this. Cruz goes up to the top. Kushida catches him and heads up, but gets knocked off. He charges in for a head spring heel strike. Kushida up to the top rope and flips off with Cruz going straight into an armbar. Then gets in the Sakura lock for the tap out. The Sakuraba. Lock for the tap out. Winner Kushida submission. Holy now. If me saying all that and you're like, you got to go see this match. This match was phenomenal. And what I loved about this match is Apollo Cruz looked like a star. And you cannot sit here and watch what you're seeing from Killian Dane, what you're seeing from Tyler Breeze, what you saw from Apollo Cruz, and you sit there and you go, what is going on? The main roster are not putting on matches like that. They're just not. That was good. That was amazing. That's the Apollo Crews I want to see. He should be a top mid-card by now. Well, he should be further than that, but I just don't understand. I just don't understand. You look at him and you see what he's capable of doing in a ring. There are people like, oh, well, he smiles a lot and, his promos aren't the best. It's like, shut up. I hate that. Like, shut up. Did you see that? Did you see that, what he was able to do with one of the best wrestlers in the world, Kushida, who I've watched in New Japan kill it? And it's amazing now seeing him come over here and kill it with this set talent. It's amazing. And Apollo, I feel like I enjoyed him and Drew Gulak. I really did. That was good. I enjoyed him and Cassius Ohno, talking about Kushida. But this was the best. This was good. This was amazing. I was sitting there like, man, but I was happy. I knew Kushida was going to kill it. I knew what to expect. I know about Kushida and the way they worked together, and just Apollo Crews, my man. I wish I could interview him just to see how his feeling, because I know the feeling he had was something he has not been feeling in a very, very, very long time. NXT is the shiznit. They are. They know, man. It just blows my mind, the difference. Just blows my mind. Seeing guys who were crapped on, who you barely even seen. When you do see them, they're getting buried. Come here and shine like the stars they're meant to be. It's amazing. I love it. I love it. Backstage, Kelly asks Keith Lee how he feels about his tenure so far in NXT. Lee says, well, he's had some start and stops, but when he got here, all he heard about were opportunities were going to be given to him. So basically, when he got here, he heard about all these chances and opportunities that were going to be coming his way. Lee says it felt like more he's been passed over by other new guys. And now we have an 8-man tournament with the winner getting a future title shot. Also, something he didn't get a chance at. Lee says Damian Priest is now the name everyone's talking about, but maybe he needs to change the narrative so people are talking about him instead of Priest. Next week, Keith Lee versus Damian Priest. That's going to be good. Now, I remember I was saying it's going to be nice to see who's going to be the one who really steps up, who's going to be his really first test. Now, I didn't expect it to be Keith Lee. I'll tell you that much. And I don't know how they do this. Do you give Damian Priest his first loss? After you've been making him look so dominant? Keith Lee don't need to lose right now. Like, Keith Lee needs to be, I feel like come on, like all the opportunities, Keith Lee is money. So I feel like Keith Lee, I don't know. I don't know where they go with this. Maybe they don't win and a few continues, but I don't know. I feel like Keith Lee kind of really has to win this a little bit more than Damian Priest, because Damian Priest is still relative new. So he's going to have time and he's going to be a star. I think Keith Lee, like I said, man, he's been there for a year now. Something has to be big. And this is a big, big win for him, taking out a Damian Priest. And, they had the Dijakovic. Maybe then this is their, maybe they're going to do what they had with these two. I don't know. But I just don't see where I don't want to see Keith Lee lose. Like, I want to see this guy being pushed as a main star in NXT. That's what I want to see. A little bit more than Damian Priest, because he's still new. He's still there. He'll be all right. He has time. And Keith Lee, I just feel the man needs it now. So that's just what I think about that. Next, NXT champion Adam Cole heads to the ring. And they said he was going to have a title match. On the mic, he says he's been traveling the globe the past few weeks on his championship tour. He's throwing the morons of the NXT universe what a champion. He's showing the morons of the NXT universe what a champion looks like and what true power is. While he's been gone, his stablemates have been taking care of business. Cole then says he will put his title on the line tonight against one of the wrestlers Twan Tucker, who met Johnny Gargano when Gargano came to a gym in his hometown to talk to a bunch of wrestlers. Now, if you remember that, Twan Tucker was the one who he put championship belt on. He said, yeah, Twan, he's also the one that Johnny Gargano told, go ahead, go have a pizza, go sit down and just give up. So that Twan Tucker. Cole invites him out and Tucker heads out to the ramp. Cole says it's just him out here. And maybe Tucker will get a chance to take him out. So basically Adam Cole is like, it's just me. I'm out here. There's no, I don't have the boys out here. The crew's not out here. Roddy ain't sneaking somewhere. It's just me. Tucker then asks if it's really the two of them. It's hard to say, are you sure? Because he didn't come alone. Johnny Gargano heads out and goes after the champion full speed. He beats Cole, who tries to head out through the crowd. Gargano follows and continues to attack. Cole heads up through the crowd. Gargano follows and continues to swing away. Cole keeps trying to get away from Gargano and finally lands a back elbow. But Gargano launches Cole into a barricade and leaps on the champion, throwing more shots down on him. Referees finally show up and hits a crossbody on Cole. The two make their way back into... Now, this is awesome. This is a point where, it's like they're backed off. Adam Cole... at this point, you think like Johnny Gargano is just like it's over, and he just runs and I do it, cross body onto Cole, and that was a great visual for me. The two make their way back into the ring. Gargano lands a super kick, another kick to the face, and then locks in the Gargano escape. Cole taps out as the referees try to yank Gargano off of Cole. Gargano puts up 3 fingers, suggesting the rubber match. Now, Mauro Ranallo and Nigel McGuinness are the best at what they doing right now. Better than Raw, SmackDown. Oh, gotta add Beth Phoenix because I'm liking Beth Phoenix. I'm liking Beth Phoenix. Along with those two. Better than my boys over there in AEW doing their thing. I like Kevin Kelly and Rocky Romero. Mauro Ranallo's my favorite. And their selling and telling of this was just amazing. Mauro Ranallo is so up on times. He's so hip. Not just that, he's just good and he knows when to say it and rightly, and it's just awesome, and it comes out so good. And his excitement when he's calling this match, it just pulls you in. Nigel McGuinness, his play-by-play is just off the charts. He knows it, and I like the perspective you get from Nigel McGuinness. These two are good. These two are money. And this NXT product is money. I really enjoy watching NXT. Now, I did try to watch Raw and SmackDown this week. I don't know how I made it to the end of Raw, but I was in and out. I couldn't finish watching SmackDown. It was just enough for me. And I realized that, I probably won't check back in with that until after SummerSlam. But NXT every week. That's why I'm going to be here every week giving you these NXTs. When you guys get it, like a day after I do it Thursday, you probably won't watch it till Friday, and that's cool. But it all depends on when I get it up. Sometimes YouTube be acting a fool, and it takes a while for me to get it up sometimes. Sometimes, technical difficulties, they happen. But I'll be here with this NXT, riding it out all the way till NXT TakeOver Toronto. Like I said, good show. Do I suggest you to go back check it out? Yes. And if you don't, there's always highlights. Highlights are a very good way to sum up and let you see. Check out Clouded Thoughts of Wrestling Facebook page. Check it out. I usually update you on all the highlights You know, you'll have NXT highlights, NXT UK highlights, G1 Climax highlights, Fight for the Fallen highlights. You know, I'm going to get some Evolve highlights up there, get some Raw and SmackDown highlights up there for you Raw and SmackDown heads. All that. Check out Clouded Thoughts of Wrestling. It's good, man. It's everything wrestling, and it's just basically keeping you up to date. It's highlights of matches. You know, sometimes it's some news. It's some interviews, some press conferences. All that. So go check out, support Clouded Thoughts of Wrestling. Also support the channel Clouded Thoughts of Wrestling on YouTube. Thumbs up, subscribe. It's very, very important. I need those subscriptions. Click the bell for notifications. We Monday through Friday. You know, I'm good for one a day, Monday through Friday. And I cover, you know, New Japan, WWE, AEW, Ring of Honor when I can. TNA, I'm going to try to, you know, start doing something for TNA because I'm hearing that those guys are really down there doing their thing. NXT. As much as I can, there's a lot of wrestling, and I try to do my best to keep up to date and watch as much of it as I can. Takes up a big part. That's why I decided to do this, because I watch so much of it. So I decided to do this channel, man, because I want to, you know, get this wrestling love out here. Like I said, thanks for the support. Thanks for all the support. Hope it continues. If you missed anything this week, G1 Climax results, standings, prediction. That is night 2, 3, and 4. So if you missed anything of that, you just want a real quick update, go check that out. Also, Fight for the Fallen. Fight for the Fallen review, that is up as well. So go check that out. I will be back here Friday, tomorrow, with WWE Extreme Rules. We're going to go over that, do a review of that. And I got to get this Manhattan Mayhem Ring of Honor up. I don't know how I'm going to do that. I'm going to try to get it up. I hope that it's not Friday, because it's crazy, because the Ring of Honor pay-per-view that I went to was on a Friday, but I believe this is on a Saturday. I hope so. I got to double check. I checked it before, but you know, my memory, and I don't have my notes in front of me at the moment. But I'm going to double check that, so hopefully I still have time to get that up. I'm going to get on up out of here, go watch this G1. Conquer your goals, live your dreams, spread that love, spread that peace. I'm out.